Our next speaker started his first role as an IT security officer in the Israeli army. Immediately after, he founded the first 2 cybersecurity operations centers to function 24/7 in the early 2000s. With more than 20 years in preventing cyber attacks, please welcome Jony Fischbein, Checkpoint's Chief Information Security Officer.
Good morning. So, guys in the alley, please join us in the front rows, full of availability, and I promise you are the first one to get in the roller coaster. So with the alcohol and roller coaster, hope it's going to be all good. So it's a pleasure being with you guys this morning. So you see the CISO of Checkpoint is still smiling. I think it's a very good sign to start with. Okay? I saw a few walking minutes from here. There is a very nice park. I actually want all of us to go to that theme park. Unfortunately, it's a bit cold outside. So in this morning, all of us will join me in my CISO theme park. So the reality of most CISOs and my reality in Checkpoint is that roller coasters have tremendous physical forces driving from one side to the other. And cybersecurity, it's very similar. We come from more than a 20 years company. Security professionals tend to think that keeping it secure means keeping it as the same. And on the other side, there is change driving modern IT, which is more than a challenge. For security people, as I myself, every change means a risk. We see few executives here in the slide, the CIO, the CTO, CFO, CEO of the company. Everyone is driving their agenda a little bit different. And we, CISOs, are in the middle, and we need to support all what they're trying to drive. So before we get into this amazing theme park, let's understand the scope, or my scope. Besides having all these large numbers and challenges to protect, we will talk about 3 topics. First is people, how people are engaged on daily security. 2, technology. Every park is built as an experience using awesome technologies to give a nice, exciting ride. Like my day in Checkpoint, a lot of technologies being implemented on a daily basis. And to conclude, we'll talk about enabling business processes. So for me, processes are built to mitigate and reduce risk. If you ask me what is the biggest challenge of a CISO in 2020, in my opinion, is mitigating risk to keep the organization or the reputation impeccable. Before we go to a park, we need to decide which park we go according to risk, reputation. Maybe the park is very dangerous. So we will check the risk of the place. And then when we start in the morning, we need to check the map of all the attractions and things that we will see, and hope that everyone is very familiar with the, I wouldn't say attractions, but the various things that we need to cover. One topic about this: if we do not cover all of them, we are not fulfilling our job as we should. Maybe in the park we will go and not complete all the attractions, so we need to be careful. Very important is to plan the visit and be able to now and then to stop and ask ourselves, are we doing security as we should? Or maybe we need to stop. Are we enjoying? We need to stop and reassess and maybe to change the plan. First topic is who are the people that are going with us to the park? Who are the people that are working with us in your organization? Who are the people that we need to keep protect? So we have a picture of my amazing 3 kids, or 8, Noy, 10, Liri in the middle, she's 14, and everything is about awareness. What do I mean about awareness? I mean, Noy, she's the troublemaker. So she knows that she cannot go several rides because their height doesn't allow it. So she will try to elude the measurements and the protections by using 2 pairs of socks and extra high fila sneakers to just elude protections. And this is some of my realities in Checkpoint. We have very talented people that will try to elude some of the protections. I must say that these 3 beautiful children are because of my wife that is here in the front row, and I would like to thank you for the amazing ride in the last 24 years. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. So what about engaging people wisely? So these are a karting experience. We all know that when we go to a race, we will put helmets and seatbelts. And we need to understand that this toddler over here, I do not know who put the picture, but is not my kid as far as I know of. So nobody asked this toddler to put a seatbelt and a helmet. In the same way, we need to engage people wisely. Our developers in Checkpoint, when they touch the code, critical assets within the company, they will go through several measurements of security. But in the same way, when they order lunch in the cafeteria, there will be no measures felt. So this is what we call engaging people wisely according to what they need to do. When we are in the park, we need to understand that not only the people that we go to, there are other people that may put us at risk. It's 4 personas. The first one is over-motivated employees. I was such an employee a few years back, trying to do stuff that is completely not allowed within the company. These are the people that will put the organization at risk. The next persona is unhappy employees. So the production, give me some light, please. I will ask you a question. Who here in the audience is not happy with their managers? I saw some people moving. Roy Duro from Portugal. I see you moving in the audience. So these are the people that will put at risk. They will do stuff. They completely forget about the policy they signed the first day they came to work. And without hesitance, they will put in danger all the rest of the company. Hackers. In a few minutes, you will have Oded and Yaniv coming on stage to tell you amazing stories about research. But these guys are trying to attack my defenses on a daily basis. Some of them, they want to do it because they want accreditation. And some others, they do it because they want to sell to a third party. And some others, they do it just to give you services, bug bounties, and other services on the side. It's a complete open market. To conclude, nation states. Who knows what happened a month ago, January 3rd? Who knows? You don't read the news, right? So January 3rd, I think, was weekend. The US government shoot a missile on General Soleimani from the Iran Republic regime. The guy was killed, and immediately I get a WhatsApp from Dan, incident response. Jony, put your defenses up. So what we did immediately, we make sure that all IP addresses from Iran, North Korea, are blocked immediately on all our systems. Again, we need to be very vigilant. So let's talk about technology. We have too many technologies and how we keep all the balls in the air, meaning if a juggler in the park will drop a ball, we laugh. But if we, in our profession, we drop a ball, it's not going. It's put immediate risk on this entire state. What I want to explain is having clouds, endpoint, mobile, IoT, and what about the next project, the next big M&A or merge or the curving ball that we need to address in a month or two that we didn't plan about it. So this is very, very challenging. We took two main practices to make sure that we can manage all of these technologies. So we do it by consolidation and consistency. We have one main dashboard to manage security, and we use automation and ticketing systems to make sure that it's a process. I may surprise you, but a team of 7 people doing security internally of Checkpoint managed to automate about 35 to 40% of the tickets last year. I think this is dramatic. Every morning, we go to the park, those days that we go to the park, very early to be the first to visit the rides. My wife made that sure, and we saw roller coasters driving by themselves. What's going on? So it's done because of safety. They're checking safety, and they're checking that everything is good. The same, I am proud to share with you that we do in Checkpoint. We test every new product in production. I apologize for the Checkpoint employees, but we really try to make it better for our partners and customers. So a big round of applause for R80.40, for R&D, and my team that put a lot of effort making it happen. A word about third-party solutions. We have about 100 systems connected to our systems, delivering stuff and productivity. And who actually is telling me that the third-party solutions, they are OK? So we have a technological process to vet them and make sure that they are OK and according to the policy. At the end of the day, a theme park needs to go through a routine safety check to ensure that the entire experience tomorrow, it's still great. While in cybersecurity, we also need to make sure that tomorrow it's going to be well, with the difference that we are 24/7. This is a big challenge as well. So let's check 2 examples, how we make it safe today and tomorrow. First example, embracing the cloud, my favorite topic. I don't know if you have ever experienced a roller coaster with virtual reality. It's truly crazy. It's immersive, just like the cloud, dynamic, borderless, changing all the time. The #1 reason for breaches in the cloud is misconfiguration, human error. So people ask me, how do I sleep at night? I sleep very well at night, okay? Because of many reasons. But one reason in the cloud, I would say that for developing teams, we have various accounts. There is one specific account that they developed onto it, that it's forbidden to be exposed to the internet. This is a big issue. So we implemented with CloudGuard IaaS, DOM9 cloud bots, sophisticated automation that if an EC2 is exposed, it will immediately be halted, and an alert will go to SOC. This is great. So this is one good example. The second example is about an incident. So besides having my kid and my family in my favorites, I have Dan Wiley phone number on my favorites. It really helps. I like to eat schnitzel. We don't have in Tel Aviv Vienna schnitzel, we have schnitzel. So it's a fried chicken schnitzel. I go many times lunch to eat at noon, and I get a phone call from a guy, look, Jony, an external researcher found something on a GitHub repository that it shouldn't be there. We are exposed. So very long story, to keep it short. It was going to be a major incident for us. And the fact that we deal with it so rapidly as a process, we mitigated in about few hours. I ate my schnitzel cold, not tasty at 7 p.m. of that evening, I will not forget it. Something very important that we tend not to pay attention to is lessons learned. If we try to do lessons learned a month after an event, it's too late. We need to document and lessons learned during the event to be able to recover and remediate. Few tips as a crisis management toolkit. Control exposure. If 3-5 people know about it, making sure that it's relevant and managed. As soon as other groups, social media, Twitter, Instagram, dark web knows about it, it's a different ballgame. Work on containment. If you cannot containment, make sure that your legal department and PR communication team will know about it, because these are the friends that will escort you through the process of apologizing, explaining, and GDPR and legal paperwork. To conclude, make sure that every 6 months to once a year, you drill. You practice an incident within the organization. It's really help as a process. Before we connect and I start summarizing, I want to say a word. I am privileged. I'm actually getting off script. I am privileged to stand after 3 events in an audience that we manage as an organization to talk about cybersecurity latest topics. 50% of the company actually was updated with the latest. So now I have a very easy job. I need to cover the other 50% in the upcoming 10 months. So I want to say thank you very much to all the organizing CPX team that did an amazing work jumping from continent to continent. So let's bring a big applause for the team, because it's not trivial. To conclude, my kids are having fun in the park because mommy and daddy make sure that the risk is minimized. And they didn't felt any risk. In cybersecurity, we need to do the same. In the same token, the more that I go unfelt within my daily practice, I'm doing my job correct. 3 topics to summarize. People are our biggest asset and greatest weakness within any cybersecurity posture organization. Prevention, if we do not do a project starting as prevention, we will never get there. And to conclude, enable business processes, meaning if what you are dealing right now will not serve a business process to help the organization move forward, move it aside. Don't deal with it. And again, make sure that security is efficient as possible and not just a checkbox or an Excel that you need to fill and do GDPR or things that are just paperwork. Make sure that you are efficient as possible and doing it for real. A pleasure being with you guys. Hope to see you next year. Be secure and safe. Thank you.